Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Winalia Wibowo and I have a pronunciation drill task. Okay. Part 1. Read the words. Car, American, scarf, carpet, ticket, scooter, cuckoo, pocket, sky, cup of coffee bottle. Cup of coffee school. Of course, because, like, look, milk, plastic, talk, work, ask, gold, girl, glass, bag, seat, Sam, Saturday, Sunday, sailing, sensible, outside, seaside, zoo, zip, buzz, peace, prize. Part 2. Read this story. I am Stranger Ransford of New York. Ransford began again. I feel of yacht. I am hungry. The man's only answer was to raise with his thumb the hammer of his revolver. Then Ransford saw the man's free hand go to his forehead in a military salute, and he saw him click his heels together and stand at attention. Another man was coming down the broad marble steps. An erect and slender man in evening clothes. He advanced to Ransford and held out his hand. In a cultivated voice marked by a slight accent that gave it added precision and deliberateness, he said, It is a very good pleasure and honor to welcome Mr. Trench Ransford, the celebrated hunter, to my home. Automatically, Ransford shook the man's hand. I've read your book about hunting snow leopards in Tibet, you see, explained it the man. I am a general sheriff. Ransford's first impression was that the man was singularly handsome. His second was that there was an original, almost bizarre quality about the general face. He was a tall man, past middle age, for his hair was vivid white, but his thick eyebrows and pointed military mustache were as black as the night from which Ransford had come. His eyes, too, were black and very bright. He had high cheekbones, a sharp-cut nose, a spare, dark face, the face of a man used to giving orders, the face of an aristocrat. Turning to a giant uniform, the general made a sign. The giant put away his pistol, saluted, withdrew. Even his incredibly strong fellow, remarked the general, but he has a misfortune to be deaf and dumb. A simple fellow, but I am afraid, like all his race, a bit of savage. Is he a Russian? "He is a Cossack," said the general, and his smile showed red lips and pointed teeth. "So am I." "Come," he said. We shouldn't be chatting here. We can talk later. Now what clothes, food, rest? You souls have them. This is a more restful spot." Ivan had responded, and the general spoke to him with lips that moved but gave forth no sound. "Follow Ivan, if you please, Mr. Ransford," said the general. "I was about to have my dinner when you come. I'll wait for you. You'll find that my clothes will with you, I think." Part 3. Okay. Read this news. Born a year after the September 11, 2001 attacks, Esmatullah Omari grew up to despise America. At 12, he was trained by the Taliban to plant roadside bombs. At 16, he was attacking military convoys near Bagram Airfield, the largest U.S. military base in Afghanistan and the epicenter of America's longest war. Now, Omari triumphantly stands guard at the of Bagram's entrance. The Americans now are gone, but the 19-year-old still doesn't understand why they come in the first place. Once he saw a video of planes hitting two tall buildings on that, and he can't recall. He said, "But no one told me the story about what happened." Thousands of Americans who were either toddlers, infants, or born after 9/11 joined the U.S. military to serve their nation, combat terrorism, and foster democracy in Afghanistan. They included 11 of the 13 U.S. service members killed in the bombing by an Islamic State affiliate at Kabul's airport in August during the last days of America's two-decade-long conflict. In Afghanistan, a parallel generation of Taliban fighters battled the Americans. Their lives also distinctly shaped by the 9/11 attacks. Many were children when they first tasted war, trading their childhoods for what they were told was their duty as a Muslim. But they grew up in a world where the 9/11 attacks were either obscured or misprinted in their life. It was an alternate universe where a lost generation of rural Afghan youths had few opportunities and never benefited from billions of dollars in the Western aid money that elevated the life of countless Afghans. Filling the void were Islamic schools known as a madrasa that shaped the mind of future young Taliban fighters. Their learning and their childhood inevitably cut short by the lure of jihad or holy war. The Washington post-interview with 14 young Taliban fighters from 7 parts of the country, all born between 2000 and 2003, to see what motivated generation to take up arms against U.S. force when it had no memory in 1990s Taliban movement, or is ushered in 2001 after attack September 11. What does their future look like in the new Afghanistan? All for me, and if I wrong, I apologize. Good night. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.